May 1, 1994. The tragic weekend at the Autodromo in Imola not only marked one of the darkest chapters in motorsport, but also became a catalyst for sweeping changes in the safety standards of Formula One. The world of racing was shaken to its core, as it witnessed the tragic and shocking loss of not just one, but two drivers. This is the story of the final moments of legends Ayrton Senna and Roland Ratzenberger. The black weekend that changed Formula One racing forever.
We will delve into the events that unfolded over those 2 days, the immediate aftermath, and how these tragic losses spurred a transformation in F1, leading to major safety innovations and regulatory changes. We'll explore how the 1994 San Marino GP became a turning point that reshaped the future of Formula One, prioritizing the lives and safety of its drivers above all else. Join us as we look back at this significant moment, understand its impacts, and reflect on the legacy of the drivers whose lives were tragically cut short. The 1994 Formula One season, only in its early stages, had already started with an air of intense competition and high expectations. Ayrton Senna, a three-time world champion, had just joined Williams-Renault, a team that had dominated the previous seasons and was in pursuit of his fourth title. Meanwhile, Michael Schumacher, a rising star, was showing formidable prowess, adding further excitement and rivalry to the championship race. The San Marino Grand Prix, held in Imola, was one of the season's most anticipated races. The track itself, named after Ferrari's founder and his son, was known for its high speeds and challenging corners, making it a favorite among drivers for its demands on skill and precision. However, it also had a reputation for being unforgiving, with its barriers close to the track edges, increasing the risk of serious accidents. Prior to the events of 1994, there had been growing concerns about the increasing speeds of Formula One cars and the adequacy of existing safety measures on circuits worldwide. Despite these concerns, the push for faster and more competitive racing often overshadowed the call for enhanced safety protocols. The weekend began under a somber note during Friday's practice session when Rubens Barrichello, driving for Jordan, suffered a severe crash that left him with a broken nose and arm injuries after his car flipped and collided with the barriers. This incident served as a chilling prelude to the tragic accidents that would follow, highlighting the dangers that the drivers faced at every turn. The mood was tense, the stakes were high, and the racing community was reminded once again of the inherent risks associated with their sport. Little did they know that the events of this weekend would lead to a watershed moment for the entire world of motorsports. The 1994 San Marino Grand Prix weekend unfolded with an ominous start. Following Rubens Barrichello's horrifying crash during Friday's practice, the atmosphere was tense among teams and spectators alike. The drivers were on edge, yet committed to the challenges ahead, driven by their passion and the relentless pursuit of excellence in one of the world's most dangerous sports. On Saturday, the foreboding mood deepened. During the final qualifying session, tragedy struck again. Roland Ratzenberger, an Austrian driver for the Simtech team, was making his attempt to secure a better starting position when his car crashed violently into a concrete wall at the high-speed Villeneuve corner. The impact was catastrophic. Medical teams rushed to his aid, but despite their efforts, Ratzenberger succumbed to his injuries, marking the first Formula One fatality during a race weekend in over 12 years. The death of Ratzenberger cast a shadow over the circuit, leaving teams and drivers in mourning. Yet, in a testament to the resilience and complex ethos of motorsport, the decision was made to continue with the race on Sunday, a decision fraught with emotional and ethical implications. Race day, May 1st, 1994, is a date forever etched in the annals of Formula One history. From the start, the race was marred by chaos. On the opening lap, a collision at the back of the grid caused a five-car pileup, necessitating the deployment of the safety car. As the race resumed and the drivers pushed their cars to the limits, the sense of foreboding that had characterized the weekend materialized into disaster. On lap 7, as the world watched in disbelief, Ayrton Senna's Williams car veered off at the high-speed Tamburello corner, one of the fastest and most challenging sections of the track. Senna's car struck an unprotected concrete barrier at approximately 190 miles per hour. The medical teams responded swiftly, and Senna was airlifted to a hospital, but he succumbed to his injuries, leaving the motorsport world in shock and profound grief. The loss of Ayrton Senna, widely regarded as one of the greatest Formula One drivers of all time, compounded by the death of Ratzenberger just a day before, marked a defining moment in the sport. The events of the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix would become a catalyst for change, forcing the governing bodies, teams, and drivers to confront the critical need for improved safety measures in Formula One. In the immediate aftermath of the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix, the Formula One community was enveloped in a state of profound shock and mourning. The deaths of Ayrton Senna and Roland Ratzenberger over the course of the weekend reverberated around the world, not only among racing enthusiasts, but also within the wider public and media. The loss of Senna, a global icon, and Ratzenberger, a promising talent, raised serious questions about the safety of motorsports and the ethical considerations surrounding high-speed racing. The paddock was somber, with team members, officials, and drivers visibly shaken. Moments of silence and impromptu tributes were observed around the track. Teams and drivers united in their grief, showcasing a rare collective vulnerability. Fans worldwide and the Brazilian populace, in particular, were devastated by Senna's death, leading to national mourning in Brazil, where Senna was a national hero. Media coverage intensified, with numerous reports critiquing the perceived complacency towards increasing speeds and insufficient safety measures in Formula One. The events at Imola were seen as a tragic wake-up call for the sport. Debates ensued over the continuation of the race weekend following the accidents, with some arguing that the race should have been cancelled as a mark of respect and for safety reassessment. The FIA, the sport's governing body, faced immense pressure to respond. Statements were issued expressing sorrow and solidarity with the victims' families, while also committing to a thorough investigation of the incidents. Teams and drivers called for immediate action on safety measures, urging a re-evaluation of track safety, car design, and race regulations. In response to the crashes, there was an immediate implementation of temporary safety measures at subsequent races. Modifications were made to tracks to improve safety, including reducing speed in critical sections and enhancing barrier protections. Technical changes were also initiated, aimed at reducing the performance capabilities of the cars to lower speeds, especially around high-risk corners. The response to the tragic events of the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix was a mixture of grief, outrage, and a driven commitment to reform. The sport was at a crossroads, facing its most significant scrutiny and the undeniable need for change to ensure the safety of its participants. This section marks the turning point where Formula One had to confront its vulnerabilities and initiate a path towards comprehensive safety reforms. The catastrophic events of the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix served as a critical inflection point for Formula One, leading to a series of profound and lasting changes aimed at enhancing driver safety and ensuring the sustainability of the sport. The deaths of Ayrton Senna and Roland Ratzenberger galvanized the FIA, teams, drivers, and circuit designers to implement comprehensive safety measures that have evolved over the decades. Shortly after the Imola tragedies, the FIA established the Expert Advisory Safety Committee, chaired by Professor Sid Watkins, a respected figure in motorsport safety. This committee was tasked with reviewing and improving all aspects of race safety. Significant changes were made to the design of Formula One cars to enhance driver protection. These included the introduction of the head and neck support (HANDS) device, stronger survival cells, wheel tethering systems to prevent wheels from detaching during a crash, and improved helmet standards. The cars were also designed to absorb and dissipate impact energy more effectively, reducing the force transmitted to the driver during accidents. Racetrack underwent major revisions to improve safety. This included redesigning corners, adding larger runoff areas, and replacing concrete walls with safer barrier technologies like TechPro and safer barriers. The FIA mandated stricter standards for circuit design and maintenance, ensuring that all Formula One tracks met the highest safety specifications. The rules of engagement for racing were tightened to reduce risk-taking behaviors that could lead to accidents. This included stricter enforcement of racing conduct and penalties for dangerous maneuvers. Speed limits in pit lanes were strictly enforced, and the safety car procedures were refined to manage race restarts more safely. A commitment to continuous improvement in safety led to the establishment of the FIA Institute for Motorsport Safety, which spearheads research into new technologies and methods to protect drivers. This includes advances in biometric monitoring, which tracks the physiological condition of drivers in real time. Collaboration with universities and technology companies has fostered innovation in materials science and engineering, further enhancing the safety features of cars and equipment. The legacy of Imola 1994 extends beyond technical and regulatory changes. It brought about a cultural shift within Formula One regarding safety. The mindset changed from reactive to proactive, placing the safety of drivers and teams at the forefront of the sport. The tragedies also heightened awareness and advocacy for safety in other motorsports and influenced safety standards in automotive design more broadly. The long-term effects of the San Marino Grand Prix in 1994 have fundamentally reshaped Formula One, making it not only a faster sport, but a safer one. These changes have likely saved lives and prevented numerous injuries, helping to preserve the integrity and viability of the sport for future generations. This section highlights the enduring commitment to safety in Formula One, reflecting on how a tragic weekend became a catalyst for significant advancements in motorsport safety. The 1994 San Marino Grand Prix remains one of the most significant events in the history of Formula One, not only because of the tragic losses of Ayrton Senna and Roland Ratzenberger, but also due to the profound changes it precipitated within the sport. This dark weekend served as a stark reminder of the risks inherent in high-speed racing and acted as a catalyst for a revolution in motorsport safety that continues to evolve today. In the wake of Imola, the entire fabric of Formula One was re-examined. The comprehensive safety measures implemented thereafter, from advancements in car technology and circuit design to the rigorous enforcement of new racing regulations, have fundamentally altered the sport. These changes have significantly reduced the frequency and severity of injuries and fatalities in Formula One, underscoring a legacy of continual improvement and adaptation. Moreover, the cultural impact of the 1994 Grand Prix extends beyond the technical aspects. It has instilled a persistent awareness and priority for driver safety that resonates through all levels of motorsports. This shift has fostered a more sustainable and ethical approach to racing, where the excitement and competitiveness are balanced with the welfare of those behind the wheel. As we reflect on the events of that fateful weekend, we are reminded of the resilience of the human spirit and the capacity for positive change even in the face of tragedy. The legacy of Senna, Ratzenberger, and the reforms that followed their deaths is a testament to the strength of the global racing community, a community committed to honoring their memory by striving for a safer sport. In concluding, the story of the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix is not just a chronicle of loss and reform. It is a narrative of respect, innovation, and the relentless pursuit of safety. It highlights the indomitable will to improve, ensuring that the sport they loved continues to thrive while safeguarding those who dare to push the limits. This enduring commitment to safety ensures that the spirit of competition burns brightly, guided by the lessons learned from one of the most challenging periods in Formula One's history.